Today's guest is someone who wears a lot of hats. Founder, photographer, skincare formulator, mom, and somehow makes it all look really good. Maxine, aka Max, is the creator behind Kid Sister Skincare, a brand that's as cool as she is, and she's pretty freaking cool. She's also a mama navigating the messy middle of building something beautiful while raising someone tiny. In this episode, Max and I talk about what it means to pursue creativity when you're low on time and sleep, how she built her brand from the ground up. We talk entrepreneurship, artistry, skincare, support systems, and the chaos that makes it all so real. If you've ever wondered how to stay connected to your creative self while also mothering, or if you're literally just trying to carve out space for your own little dream while keeping a human alive, this one's for you. Let's get into it. Can you introduce yourself in 3 words?
My name's Matt.
I feel like this would be me at every class. Be like, yeah, I'm Jess.
Yeah. Hey.
What does your current season of motherhood look like? So what does life look like for you right now? Like, how would you describe your life, the season you're in?
So, I have a new toddler. He's 15 months old, so it's pretty chaotic.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
we
chaos.
like, when I was pregnant, I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be so easy, like, I'll just bring my kid to" not easy, but I was like, "I can bring my kid around to work," and then when he started to walk is when I was like, "Okay, no, I can't do this." Yeah,
Yeah. Things really
so
here, in the blink of an eye.
yeah, so we decided to find a daycare for him, but of course there's like a bit of a wait, whatever. So there was like this right now I'm in a really awkward season where I know that he needs daycare and he needs all of that and I need time away from him so I can do my job, but I
Yep.
don't have that.
Yeah, I'm in the exact same season, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I don't know about you, but I felt bad now I'm like, "No, we need to get you in daycare. I need to do this stuff." Like, I'm canceling dentist appointments that have been, long overdue, not even work stuff, literally just taking care of
Mhm.
me. But, I'm like, "No, we need to find either someone or a daycare center," but it's so hard.
Yeah. We found a daycare center, but the only reason why we got in so quickly is because it's not subsidized. And so I was like, okay, so I can either have I can wait longer to get into a subsidized daycare that we can like afford, or I
Right.
can get him into a daycare now. I work hard. Like when you run your own business, you know, like the more effort you put in, the more you get out of it. So I'm like, okay, like I'll be able to put more effort into my business. Hopefully the money comes in and I'll be able to afford this daycare. In the interim, we are looking at other daycares that are subsidized and like if he gets into one, we're going. Yeah.
Yep.
But
My god, yeah, no, well, I worked in a daycare for, 9 years in BC, and I remember, even when got pregnant, I was like, "You're on the wait list," and she's like, "I'm literally, 5 months pregnant." I'm like, "I don't care." On the wait.
everybody was like, you should just put your name in. And I'm like, no, girl, I got this. Like, don't even worry. Like, it's fine.
Now you're like, "Got what?"
Yeah. I
Yeah.
got scammed. I scammed myself.
Well, it's the same thing here, and they do, a city wait list for all the daycares in the city, and I've been on it literally since I found out I was pregnant with him, and we haven't gotten anything.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely I understand where you're at because I need to go hunt clients. I need to find new clients. I can't do that with a 1-year-old attached to
No.
my hip trying to escape me and run away.
Yeah. I'm on my computer. He's just smashing my keyboard. I'm like, okay, so
Yeah, I'm literally if I work when he's awake, I have my laptop like this, and I'm literally trying to edit stuff up here
yeah.
as he's screaming here. What was one thing that made you laugh this week? Whether work or with Roscoe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know everything.
Yeah, that's a
One thing
great
that I'm really grateful for is I didn't experience any postpartum anxiety or depression, and, like, we're a pretty lighthearted family around here. Uh,
yep, a huge difference.
yeah, so, like, I don't know, like, we take everything with a grain of salt with our parenting, we call it kind of free range parenting,
Yes.
'cause, like, you can't take everything too seriously. Yes, routines are important, but, like, also you gotta let your kid, like, be a kid. I don't know.
Yep. What hill
It's
it's choosing the hills you're gonna die on too, am I really gonna stress over this when I could literally just let it happen?
yeah.
I used to undress him for every meal. I don't know, this is an example on my end. I used to undress him down to his diaper for every meal, and then I'm like, "Stain spray for a reason."
Exactly. Laundry. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes we do. Like, if it's
Depending on
spaghetti,
what it is. Yeah, because I'm just painted in the sauce.
the amount of shirts and onesies we have that just have, like, these red stains everywhere, I'm like, "You know what? Like, we're ruining clothes,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna put the stain remover on." Knowing me, like, that's just not something like, I'll say I will,
Yeah.
and now there's just a pile of red stained shirts everywhere.
I love it.
So,
Us
yeah.
right now, the watermelon, because he'll literally like if I gave him a whole watermelon, he would eat it in one sitting. So now we just have like everything with watermelon on it. And I'm like, the other thing we stressed about a lot for a long time was the bite-sized pieces when he was learning how to eat solids. So I would like cut everything up so small and I put it on the thing and he's literally like takes 5 of them and goes all in his mouth. I'm like, well, great.
If you
Awesome.
choke, you choke.
That's why I've gotten to that now. I'm like, well, okay. I guess if you can
Gotta
fit that
learn.
much, you can swallow it. I don't know. Or he just
Yeah,
spits it all. That's the other.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Has motherhood changed the way you see yourself creatively or professionally?
No, I don't think so, but the way
That's
I
good.
perceive myself is definitely not the way other people perceive me.
Okay.
I think no, I feel like growing up and having my frontal lobe develop, that changed more the
Okay.
way like, do you know what I mean? Like, when I first started my own photography business and, like, started doing all that stuff, I was much younger, and I was really worried about the way people perceived me, and I was really anxious, and I tried to be super professional, and then the more that I got into this, the more I realized people wanna work with me because of who I am, so why am I trying to be somebody else?
I love that.
Yeah, now I like so that happened all before I had a baby, and then now that I'm here, I'm like, "Okay, well, I figured that one out back there."
You're like, I already know who I am, so this is great.
Yeah,
I wish I had that. I've very much, I feel like in the past 5 years, I've gained the confidence and figured out, but it took until like my late 20s to be like, I know who I am now.
yeah, and, like, even if that's not who you are in 5 years from now, be confident in who you are literally now, and that's all that matters.
No, that's great because like I didn't have, I mean, I still like I Chris says even the 4 years we've been together, he's noticed like my confidence has changed, which he's probably the most supportive person I've ever had in my life. You know, he's the one that's like,
Good.
"You want a podcast? Perfect. Here's all the equipment. Let me set it up for you." Okay, cool. Thanks. What parts of pre-mom Max do you feel closest to and what parts are hard to access? But I don't know if that's really relevant because you said you know, you still feel you know who you are.
I don't know, yeah. I mean, Roscoe's kind of just, like, an extension of me and my husband.
Yep.
Like, of course, our lives have changed because we need to, like, keep a human alive, and that's crazy, but, like, otherwise, no, we tried our best to continue on with the life that we had before. We're not going out like, we have a very anxious dog, so we weren't allowed to go out for dinners or whatever because we can't leave her alone in the house. But, like, we're not, like, going out as much as we were before or, like, having friends over, going to friends' houses as much as we were before because we're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, like, it's 8 o'clock and we're exhausted. Gotta go
Yeah.
home, like, put the baby to bed."
Yep.
But, like, I don't know, like, personality-wise, I
Oh,
do
well,
feel like I am bitchier.
yes. Okay. I have never been I like a confrontational, but since having him, like I have no problem setting a boundary. But like I feel like in since having Brody, I've been able to be like, sorry, this is what
Like,
we're doing, or please don't do
yeah,
that, you know?
yeah,
It's a lot easier to just be like, I don't know. Before
no,
I could never do that with
yeah.
people I was
I mean, I do feel like I'm still learning how to do that, like, for myself. I have no problem setting a boundary when it comes to my kid, like, with people trying to give me unsolicited advice, you
that's I
know?
always tell like people who got pregnant after me, I was like, I'm gonna give you one piece of advice and it's gonna be unsolicited, but it's going to be that the best way to get unsolicited advice is to get pregnant and take only what you want. Like just throw the rest out because you are going to get inundated
Yes,
with,
yes.
and like not all of it applies to you.
No, absolutely. I posted once about my kid not sleeping and the amount of like, people are like, "Are you feeding him enough?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, yes."
Like, what?
Of course I'm feeding him enough. Are you putting him in a sleep sack? What's his room temperature at? I'm like, babe, like I've tried everything. Like I've tried everything.
Like, if you don't think I've ticked off everything on the list at this point.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
And,
do
like,
feel that the one thing is just that I've gotten bitchier.
I love that. I love that bringing out the
It's pregnancy rage.
it is! Okay.
I remember when I was pregnant, I'd like do things or say things and then I'd be like, sorry. Like my husband would be like, we'd be in the car after going to his parents' house and he'd be like, Max, you need to relax. And I'm like, oops, sorry.
You're like, "Oh, I did that happen?" I don't know, but I guess in all of that, was there anything that surprised you about becoming a mom? Was it, as you said, becoming more of a bitch? Was there something that you found surprising that you didn't expect?
I did not come prepared for this
Wait, like today or motherhood?
today.
There's no way to prepare. This is the best. Is what I love it when people don't prepare because then we get the raw
Yeah.
answers.
Okay. I'm not the first in my friend group or family to have a baby. I'm the youngest in my like cousins
Okay.
of my cousins. So, and they have kids and my brother has a kid. And so I feel like I kind of knew what it was going to be like. And I
Right.
feel like a different part of my brain unlocked when I had a kid that just has way more of a capacity for
Okay.
crazy shit.
Especially, I'm sorry, I know they're both young, but like moms of boys, like the crazy shit that has to be unlocked early.
Yes. Yes. I have my friends that have daughters and they're like, oh, look, she's walking. Isn't that so nice? Oh, look at her sitting nicely and eating. And I'm like, okay,
What's that like?
cool. Like, here's my kid literally just like his morning routine is waking up and then running out of our bedroom and then full running back into our bedroom and body slamming into our bed and then just back and forth. And I'm like,
Get it. Just go for it. Like I nannied boys for years. And what I've learned with boys is you have to embrace the chaos, otherwise it's going to swallow you and wreck you. Like just dive into it. And like thankful for Chris because he wrestles. Like he's a year old. The two of them wrestle on the bed like they're both grown men and I'm sitting there like Jesus Christ. Like what happened?
no, they're different. It's different. It's
The
100% different.
energy.
I mean, then once they become teenagers, it's like also another totally different thing. But
Yeah. Yeah.
right
I
now,
like
yeah.
I could even he's already started like, I'll build this like tower that I'm super proud of. And I barely get the last block on. He's like,
Thank you.
it was so pretty though. Like, why?
Second baby. Your second baby will let you do it.
I don't know. Everyone's because he's been like he is a very chill baby, but even still, like when I was sick, I'm sitting on the couch and I felt like such a bad mom. And he brings like two toys over, gives me one, and I'd be like, oh, thank you. We'd play, and then he'd be like, okay, he'd take it back, go get two more toys, switch them out, give one to me to play with, and I'm like, you're so sweet, and then he just knocks my shit over.
Totally.
Yeah, he'll go really quiet, and then I look over and he beelines it for the dog food, and I'm like,
You're like, great. Yeah, we have to put ours on the counter because he'll like, and just drop it on the ground and be like, clean it up. Or like,
he'll try to eat the food for us. I'm like, well, it's extra protein. So, like, it's going to happen at some point. I'm not going to get there quick enough. It's chicken and rice. He'll be fine. But, like, for us, it's the water bowl. He just wants to go and splash in the water.
they play in the sandbox. It's still so dirty. You're fine.
So true. But yeah, like you were saying, that capacity, you unlocked a capacity to handle these things. It just came.
Before kids, being self-employed, I woke up whenever I wanted. Every morning, my husband would wake me up at 8 a.m. and I go, okay, cool, thank you, and then fall back asleep until about 10.
God, I wish I could do that.
Yeah, and like I would sleep like a good 8 to 10 hours a day uninterrupted. Like if I had to get up in the middle of the night to pee, I'd be like, what the hell? And I'd be like, my night's ruined. And then I I didn't really need to get up to pee in the middle of the night when I was pregnant. Like I had a really weirdly easy pregnancy. Um, and I was like,
Sorry, did
no,
you ever feel like a bit of an asshole when people are like, how are you feeling? And you'd be like, I'm fine.
yeah. I mean, like I was a little bit nauseous. Like I was just kind of nauseous until 15 weeks, but like after that, it was
Yeah.
easy until I injured myself. I was on crutches for the last part of my pregnancy.
What?
I
How,
tore my ACL and my meniscus.
how did you do that?
bending down because of the muscle, the
Relaxant
hormone
or
that yeah, tore
oh
my
my
shit up, so I was on crutches, and so everyone was, like, feeling bad for me. I'm like, "No, like, this is really easy." I have no yeah, other than my knee hurting, like
so I felt like that too, and because a lot of my friends, when I asked them about pregnancy, they're like, "This or this or this." So I'd always kind of panic. I'd be like, "I feel like I need to come up with something. Like, what's been ailing me? Nothing's ailing me. I feel great."
yeah,
Like, I literally broke my water at the gym. So, like, I
I was at the Gap trying on clothes.
what? That's amazing.
Well, no, my water broke, and then I was like, "I need an outfit for the hospital," so I went to the Gap,
Oh my
bought an
god.
outfit for the hospital, and then I went home.
Oh my god, that's so funny. No, I did a full, like, 30-minute, I don't know, cycling class. I stood up from the bike and I was like,
It's not sweat.
"No."
Were you, like, on time? Like, how many weeks were you when you
39, so I was only, like, a week, I think, early, and I had had 2 at this point, so, like, I was kind of expecting it at any point. I think in my head, I had it worked out like in the movies, like, when it's this, like, whole drive and you're, like, holding the holy ship bar and you're, like, screaming in the car in the middle of the night, and he's we literally, like, almost stopped for food on the way there because 'cause we're like, "Maybe we should get lunch, like, before we go." I don't
once
know.
you're hooked up, they're not gonna let you eat.
Yeah, like, we literally got there. They started wasn't Pitocin. I always say it sounds like miso soup because I can never remember what it was actually called that they started me on, but it's like one of the induction
Right.
whatever, and I could still eat at this point, so, like, we literally ordered dinner, we ordered pizza, we offered to order food for the nurses, and they're like, "No, we're good, but thanks," and we're like, "Just offering," so we ordered pizza, we had this whole feast, I literally put, like, my heatless curls in, got ready for bed, did my skincare, Chris tucked himself in, like, it was the weirdest it was not what I expected. So, the kid sister I wanna talk about that. Where did the idea for Kid Sister skincare come from, and what inspired the name?
So, the idea came from me, being, the youngest in the family and wanting to do everything myself.
Yep.
Started it, like, kind of okay, well, I've always, like, been into skincare. Unfortunately, I was a proactive kid. I had weird bad skin. Yeah. I just, like, I don't know, I always used skincare, and then I found myself kind of mixing I really like face oil,
Okay.
and I found myself, like, mixing already, like, store-bought things because I was like, "Okay, well, I like" or layering, I guess. I like how this feels on my skin, I like how this, like, reduced my redness, and I like da da da, whatever. And
Okay.
then it was so random, so my friend has a nail salon, and she uses a certain brand of nail polish. And I would always, like, tag them being like, "Oh my god, maybe they'll repost us." Do you know what I mean?
I work in social media, I know that thrill.
And I was like, "Oh my god, maybe they'll repost us, and it'll be, like, so fun, and I'll be, like, famous for a second." And my brother's friend DMs me, and he goes, "My sister works at that company." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And he goes, "You should just bother her if you ever like, whatever." And so I was like, "Okay." So I followed his sister. Turns out she is a chemist, a cosmetic chemist, and so she was making the nail polishes. And so I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna be unbearable and ask you to, like, make specific colors and stuff." And then her and I just got to chatting, and I was like, "What do you wanna do with the rest of your life? Like, is it nails? Like, what's the vibe?" And she's like, "No, I like skincare." And I was like, "I like skincare. Would you ever, like, create something?" And she was like,
Okay.
"Yeah." And then her and I just kinda got into it, and I was like, "Well, I guess I'm making this a business." Entrepreneurship runs on both sides of my family, and so when I told my parents that I wanted to start my own business, I already was a photographer running
Okay.
that business on my own. They were like, "You know what? Go for it. What's the worst that happens? It fails? Sounds good." So they, like, fully supported me. My husband fully supported me, like, with my photography business. I was like, "This is great, like, I can take the photos for the company. I have a chemist. I
Those
don't
are so
trust you to
too.
make" Yeah. So I was like, "You know what? Like, this just kinda makes sense." So her and I got together, created a face oil because I was like, "That's my favorite part of a routine, and if I can make it like a one-step, like, final step kinda thing after like, cleanse, moisturize, super ego, then that'd be really cool." And, like, yeah, we just did that, and that's kinda how that started. It just kinda, like, fell into place, which is
Yeah,
really
just came
cool.
naturally with, like, all I find the support is big too, right? Like, having that support of just do it, it makes such a big difference.
Yeah. My husband has a government job, so he's the stable one.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm gonna go make a face oil." And he's like, "Sure, sounds good, dude." But
I guess Chris is very good at his job, very stable in his job. And I'm like, I'm going to post on social media for people. Is that okay?
he's like, "Whatever you want, babe. Love you." My goal was to have the ability to do that with my business. So when I do get pregnant with another baby, I can actually be like, "All right, good luck."
Hi. I know.
Yeah.
I remember like literally, I was in the hospital. I had him and I'm like replying to messages. And my clients are like, stop messaging us. And I'm like, no,
I don't want to.
fine. But like having done that, like, how did you find that? Like, was it super demanding with what you, because like for me, like I still had to be present on the social media accounts. I still had to make sure posts were going up. I had worked 12-hour days for most of the summer. I planned a lot of the content as much as I could, other than like trending stuff, because that's hard to do ahead of time. But I planned as much of the content 3 months ahead. So I at least had 3 months where I didn't have to sit and plan. It was kind of just like monitoring. But I
Mhm.
did find like then was easier because he just slept and I had my laptop, right?
Babysitting was a lot easier to get.
Yeah. Everyone wants to cuddle a newborn.
Yeah. And I had no problem with that. Like, yeah, I just like banked on all of my wholesale accounts.
Okay.
I was like, I know that I'm not going to post. I know I'm not going to have the capacity to do all this, but I know that my wholesale accounts love me and will continue ordering.
Okay.
So even though I had to like be away from my kid for hours to make the oils and ship them out and whatever, it was like I can do this like once a week and
Right.
still get a bit of a paycheck instead
Right.
of me trying to continue pushing like B2C
Yep.
because that's
No,
hard.
not easy. No, it's not easy at all. And like I mean, one of my clients has a skincare line in here in Ottawa, but I don't see the back end of it, like all the work that goes into, creating the product. And I just try to take pretty pictures, but I'm not a photographer, but like I post the content for it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of back end stuff I feel like that people don't see that goes on with that.
Yeah.
And like so you actually create the formulas and stuff for
Yeah.
it?
So I hired my chemist
Yep.
who like formulated it for me and luckily it's like my own proprietary formula. Which I don't talk about enough. Like I'm like yeah, so like I'm like we made this formula and it's like 100% bespoke to like my business.
Hey.
And then yeah, she taught me how to make it myself. And so I make it in small batches, which is like yeah, like I don't talk about it enough, but I didn't know that it was that uncommon.
Yeah.
Because there's so many, like not so many, but there are a lot of like formulation houses that have base formulas, and then you can like add things to make it your own, but like the base is still
Like not generic, but like
yeah,
be
it's like a
using the
white label.
okay.
Yeah, and I didn't know that like I didn't know that I'd have to push the fact that this is my own formula and that I make it myself so
You
much because
definitely
people
should be talking about that more.
yeah,
That's a
people just
huge
think that I white label anyways. And I'm
right.
like, well,
You're like, I
no.
listen, I
Yeah.
mix this shit. Like I do the whole thing.
I'm like a
That's
little
so
scientist with my hairnet.
you actually, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You gotta do like a behind the scenes one day of just like
No.
you're like, nobody needs to see that.
No.
What made you actually take the leap to like start the brand? Was it just like the support you had, or you were just like, let's just do it?
Yeah, it was well, as soon as I set my mind to something, as soon as I say I wanna do something, it has to happen. So,
I mean, I feel like you have to be that way to be an entrepreneur, otherwise you're never gonna get anything done.
yeah.
Like you literally
Yeah.
have to.
What
Yeah.
if they hate me?
What if like because I get like I know you mentioned like imposter syndrome when we were messaging about this, and I'm like, listen, I'm completely self taught in social media. I
What's it
make
keep
things.
me up?
I don't know. I can make really nice content, and that's about it. Like, you know what I mean?
I do. I do.
Like,
Yeah. Like, everything just seemed to fall into place when I wanted to do this, and I was really fortunate that it did, like, having somebody that could formulate a product for me and
how
that
do you
was
find?
willing
Like,
to give me the formula
yeah,
100%, like, that's rare.
I feel like that's the biggest battle in terms of like, especially like skincare, finding out how to what's the word, source or find
Yeah.
literally a chemist to make.
And like with her, she knew all of the suppliers for the raw materials and she had those connections already from her current job. So
That's
like,
perfect.
yeah, it just worked out and it just felt right. Do you know what I mean? Like,
What was the first win that made you feel like, okay, this is happening? Was that kind of like the connections you made, or just like when you got the first product? What can you think back to something?
well, okay. So like the first kind of like moment where I was like, this could actually go somewhere is
Yeah.
when I got into Formula Fig. So Formula Fig is like this, it's like a high-tech facial company, I guess. They have a bunch of spas across Canada and a couple in the States. I compare it to like the Aritzia of spas. Like um it's very trendy, it's really cool. And I felt like my brand aligned well with it. And I did one of those things on social media when I was like, I posted and I was like, where would you like to see us? This was so I launched in December of 2021. And then, yeah, 2021. And then in 2022, February 2022, I posted this thing being like, where do you want to see me? And then I texted my friends and I was like, can you guys tag Formula Fig in this?
Say that you like tagged yourself or like replied back to yourself.
Yeah, no, I got
Totally.
my friends to text or to tag Formula Fig, and Formula Fig responded right away, and they were like, "Actually, we've had our eye on you. DM
You're like,
us." And I was like, "Shut
what?
up."
You're like, is this a fake account? Am I being spammed?
Yeah, so I was like, "Okay, yeah." And so I DM'd them, and then we formed a partnership, and I've been working with them ever since. And like that moment, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like they've had their eye on me,
Yeah. You're like,
my
I've
little
been
brand.
watching.
Yeah, so like that was crazy, and I think that was kind of like the point where I was like, "Let's
You're like,
keep
I'm gonna
going."
do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
As a skincare brand owner, I don't want like the Kim Kardashian skincare line
Okay.
was insane. It's like a 9-step skincare line. And I was like,
That's a
we don't need all that. I'm a girl on the go. I need convenience and I need it to work. I need it to be effective. And
yes.
so I was like, what can I do? Like, I could have made a moisturizer,
Right.
but I thought oil was more fun. I think it's great. And especially paired with the gua sha, like it just kind of made sense that kind of like,
I've been trying to learn more about gua sha for like months, and I had like 3 days where I did it, and then I got
no,
again,
I get
girl.
that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
as brand that sells them, I don't use it every day. Especially as a mother now, my god. I remember the first, like, 3 months of motherhood, I, like, washed my face twice.
Yeah. You're like, I splashed it with water today, so we're
Yeah,
good.
yeah, and it was because I was cleaning off my baby that I was like, "Maybe I should
I'm
take
gonna
care of
borrow the
myself."
cloth for 1 second. Yeah.
Thank you, love you. Yeah. So, like, I get it, like, you're not gonna have the time and you're not gonna have the energy to wanna do, like, a really intense skincare routine, and that's kind of how I felt before having a baby as well, like owning your own business, baby aside, it's a lot of work. You have to think about everything, like when it comes to like the wholesale accounts, the accounting, website SEO.
What? Yeah.
So like I was like, okay, what like I need this to be easy and I want people to not think of it as like it's an extra step.
Right. Because I know you mentioned before, you kind of tried to formulate almost everything into the serum.
Yeah.
It was kind of
Yeah.
like a one thing, right?
Yeah.
Love
Like it's
that.
like an easier product to use. Like it's not like yeah.
Because
Yeah.
right now, like I mean, I don't have a complex skincare at all because I know nothing. Like I said, like I literally stopped breastfeeding and booked Botox appointments, and now I'm like, oh,
Botox is
when
skincare.
is it? Thank you.
Not really, but like yeah.
It's not. I know you're just like humoring me, but like I will take it.
Okay, skincare is not gonna give you the same results that Botox will.
Okay, I'm now addicted. I've just gone so far off on a whole other thing.
Yeah,
But
right.
I think with that is like I have a very simplified skincare. Like I literally have like a cleanser, I do a toner. I don't even know what I'm doing, to be honest.
I feel like the pendulum swung so far with skincare that people felt like you needed all of these things, but you don't. Like you need an SPF, you need a retinol if you want skin cell turnover, you need a moisturizer and a cleanser. Yeah. I shouldn't be saying that because I'm gonna be coming out with products being like, you need this. Like,
It depends what your goals are and where you're going. Like, use whichever, right? Like, I mean, my nighttime is so simple. It's literally just cleanser and like a nighttime cream,
yeah,
right? Like, it's all I need. But like, even was it the meme I saw that I was like, if she tells you that to wear your SPF, it means that she loves you. And I send it to Chris all the time, and I'm like, on your SPF, put on. He won't do it. He doesn't even wash his face, and the man has like clear skin, and it drives me insane.
don't.
Like, I'm always like, I didn't, like if I did that, no, that's not what my
I
face is like.
did that because I neglected my face, and now I'm getting laser to reverse the damage that
That did.
yeah,
So I've been using Eminence, I think is the
yeah,
brand, literally since I was 14, because I was also a proactive kid. It burned my face off. And then the esthetician that we saw at the time was like, you actually have dry skin. I'm not sure why you're using this in the first place. So I started using that, and I literally used the same one probably up until 5 years ago. And then I was like, I'm an adult now. I don't need to spend the expensive money. And I literally got something cheap within a day. My face was like, boop, boop, everywhere. And I was like, back to Eminence. Like, back,
really.
my
We can
skin literally,
discuss later. We can
okay.
discuss later a skincare routine that might not have to be that brand.
Okay, thank you. I haven't actually, I ran out and then I've been using The Ordinary, but I would love to chat and get your opinion
Yeah,
on different skincare, but we don't do that now. Okay, so you're a photographer, brand founder, a mom. Where does creativity show up most in your day to day now? Like, where do you find your creativity? Does it just come naturally? I feel like
yeah.
you're
I feel like I've always been, yeah, like a weird kid with like a really like I let my imagination just and it's just always been that way. I don't know. Like I'm like type B, like
yeah, the creative. I mean, I'm incredibly type A, but my creativeness has always been there. I had a lot of people who were very much like university, job, da 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 da. So I feel like I had a lot of creativity squished growing up. But then since, I mean, I've known my fiance since I was 14, but since we started like dating, he's a musician. Like I feel like that's really pushed it, helped it flourish. Cause when you're that's supported, it's easy to find it, I guess.
exactly. Yeah, like my family has always been like that. My husband's family, they get it. Like they came here and they're like, you need to have a job, a stable job, a 9 to 5. And if you want, you can spend your time after all of your housework is done and da 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 to like go do a creative outlet or something. But and my family's like, do whatever you want, babe. Love you.
His family literally was like, yeah, best of luck. Like his mom and his stepdad literally, they were my first clients. And I still have them as clients, but they were the ones I was like, I'm still learning. They're like, it's fine. And I was like, okay, thank you. Like, and I've gotten like from them, like I remember when I first started, it was about a couple months in, I got my next client because they had seen my mother-in-law's Instagram and were like, it looks really good. Like, where did you? And I was like, it's me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love that. Just being creative and having that like outlet,
Yeah. Like I
basically.
think I mentioned it before, like the worst thing that you can do is fail. And that's not even like,
That's not even the worst thing. Just
okay,
try.
then
Yeah.
what? Let's on to the next. Moving forward.
I feel like that mentality, like I need to remember to have that mentality because I get really caught up in oh my God, I'm failing, or oh my God, this isn't going the way. But it's like you just have to, it might not go exactly the way you want it to, but there's probably a reason for that. Like what's the worst thing that can happen? Like you said, you could fail. Do you find like how do you balance the need to create beautiful things, if it's a need, with the realities of being a mom?
Like I think that's cool. I think that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I it's not that often, but like I pull out my camera and I'll take photos of my kid doing like
So
mundane shit.
I love it.
I love it. I'm into it. And then like when I feel like it, like if like right now my husband is napping my son. Not today. Today there's an atmospheric storm, but like I'll go take photos of my product now. It did take about 14 months postpartum for me to like get back into work.
Okay.
But like now I'm like, oh, like we have a few minutes, like da da da, like let's take some photos, like let's set up my socials for myself, take weekly ceramics classes, and I create art with
That's
that.
fun. No, but that's an outlet. That's a creative outlet.
Yeah. Cause I do feel like as a photographer, it's like not so much an outlet anymore. That's my job. And like Kid Sister is my job. But I still like being creative. And there's only so much, you can only get so creative with your job.
Yep. No,
You
it's
know,
very I used to be on social media all the time, and now that I'm literally on social media all the time for work, like, when it comes to, like, I don't know, I actually find myself putting my phone away, which I was something I never used to do. Like, there's times I'm like, I don't wanna look at Instagram. I've seen everything I need to see on Instagram for the day on 5 different accounts. Like, this isn't for me anymore.
yeah.
I need to find a class or something like that. That's just like that outlet. It's also time for you.
It's so fun. And then you get to like bring home shitty art and be like, you have to use this and love it because I made it with my hands.
I've made it with all of my love
Yeah.
and my pent up creative energy. Oh, does your husband, is he always like, thanks?
Yeah. And now my family's getting into it as well. I'm like, I'm going to make soap dispensers for everybody. They
Oh my
look
God.
awful, but they have to use them.
Well, you made it. So
Yeah. It's like when your kid makes you a macaroni necklace and you're like, wow, thank you. That's exactly the reaction I get. Oh, honey, you made this? Thanks. I'll use it every day.
he goes into the cupboard and they're like, oh, this is coming over.
Put it out.
That's
Yeah.
so fun. What does inspiration look like for you now? Do you find just, the taking pictures of your son, like, do you find those moments where you're like, oh my God, I'm going to take these pictures or, you know, stuff like that?
I don't know. Yeah. I've always just been like, sounds good. Let's try
Yeah.
this.
I love that. What does like a typical day look like for you right now, if there's such a thing? Because I know entrepreneurship is whatever comes at you that day.
Like the most common day is, I think I mentioned this earlier. Like my kid doesn't sleep through the night. So I kind of take like the overnight situation and like my son refuses my husband. Like he
Really?
refuses to let him touch him overnight because he's gone, it's a whole thing. But at like around 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, he will finally let my husband like soothe him back to sleep kind of thing. So my husband will kind of take the morning shift and we'll wake up at like 8, which is late for a baby, but
Yeah.
early for me when I used to wake up at 10.
Yep.
And we just kind of like eat breakfast, hang out. I go over, so I work for my parents as well,
Okay.
which is really great. That's, I feel like, the only thing that kept me sane and stable because I
Yeah.
needed a bit of stability.
Yep.
So I like go work for my parents. And then while they're there, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to run downstairs and pack an order because I'm using their basement as my office.
Even better.
I know. I know. I'm so lucky.
It's like having both of your offices in one building with your
Exactly.
parents.
Yeah. So I'll go upstairs and I'll like balance some books for my parents' business. And then I'll like run downstairs, pack an order, and I'll be like, all right, I'm going to take the baby to our shipping partner's facility and then go home. And kind
That's
of just
amazing.
like, we just like find time to do these things in the spaces between hanging out with my baby. Like he's unconscious right now, so I can do this, you
That's
know?
great. Yep. Everyone's like, when I'm booking meetings with people, I'm like, listen, I can do between 15 minutes after he falls asleep to his nap time or the next nap time. Otherwise, he's going to be screaming the whole time that we're on the phone. So here's my meeting slots, and they're his nap time.
If you want my undivided attention, yeah.
Yep.
If you want my like divided attention, then whenever you need.
Well, so one day I had a client call me and she's like, do you have a few seconds? I'm like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, Miss Rachel's babysitting for me. No problem. Like, let's chat. And then as I'm talking to her, and it was when he was just like table walking. So he was just like learning how to pull up on stuff. And he had pulled himself up and he was standing on the edge of our ottoman. And I'm talking to her, and all of a sudden he just straight backwards on the ground. And I was like,
Like,
I'm going to need to call you back. And then instantly I was like, "Ah!" He started screaming. She's like, yeah, okay, I'll talk to you later. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Mom, like, please hold, I'm mothering, literally. Did your parents watch him while you worked too?
yeah.
They would hang out with him? That's amazing.
But then they, they're like, what, however long you need. And then my mom would come downstairs and be like, Roscoe needs you. And I'm like, okay,
You're like, and my time is
45 minutes ago, 45 minutes to do this. Great. Cool. So I've learned how to work more efficiently.
yeah. Yeah, I've learned that too. I now have the naps for if I have my laptop up like this. Like, we were insane. Like, I know you said you would sleep in until like 10. I've been getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning for the past, like, I don't know, 6 years of my life. And I'm aware it's weird, but I like to work out, and that's the only time I'm going to work out. If I sleep in, I'm not working out during the day. So, like, I know it gets weirder. Chris is on the same schedule as me. I have dragged him into my lifestyle, but we wake up at 4. We're working out by 4:30. But I need like 3 hours before I can have a conversation. Like, do not talk to me. Even when I'm like, before I was pregnant, I would take pre workout, and that would like shorten my troll time. I think it was like 3 weeks pregnant, and I'm like, we need to remember that one, I don't have caffeine anymore. Two, I'm pregnant and I'm tired. So I'm like, I love you, and I'm listening to what you're saying, but let's not expect responses. Yeah.
You're just talking at me for the first 3 hours of the day, okay?
Oh my god. See, I wish I could be that person. When I worked in daycare and I'd show up to work at 6:45 in the morning because I'd been waking up at 4, I was the one that was like, "Good morning, everybody." Everyone would wake up at 6 o'clock for the 6:45 shift and be like dragging themselves in, and parents would be dropping their kids off being like, "Why do you have so much energy?"
I've been up for 3 hours, babe. That's why.
The day is done. What do you mean? So I used to be the chatty one, but I don't know. I'm just more tired as I get older, I guess.
Taking care of a human.
And running a
Yeah.
business at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you ever feel guilt when it comes to balancing work and parenting? But it sounds like you have a pretty good balance of the two. Like, it sounds like you've kind of figured it out.
Yeah, I feel like we really integrated having a baby into our lives pretty easily. Yeah. And we also like very much lean on our community.
Yes,
Like
that's
our
huge.
yeah, like we have no problem being like just recently, so with our whole sleep issue, my in-laws are like, "You know what? I don't know how we didn't think of this earlier. Why don't we come over in the morning on weekends?" Because they still work full time. But on
Okay.
weekends, they're like, "Okay, so your baby gets up at like 8. We'll get up at 7. You text us as soon as he gets up." They live down the street. They're like, "We'll just come over, pick him up, take him over to our house. You guys sleep in." We're like, "Yeah."
Do they travel to Ottawa just out of curiosity?
No. Ours. You can't take you can't take our thing. Like this is for us. But like
It's incredible.
yeah, this started like last weekend, so it's only been a week.
Still,
It changed our lives. We literally woke up when we wanted, which was at like 10:30, have a quiet coffee, no conversation,
each other though, like just having that time. We have not gone on a
waking up
date.
next to my husband. I haven't done it in a
Oh
year.
my god. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah. So like we very much are like we lean on our community hard. And that's something I feel like a lot of I don't know. Like when I'm speaking to my friends, they either don't have that kind of community, which is like so terrible, or they like don't want to take the help because they're like, no, we can do this. Like we signed up for parenthood.
I feel like there is a bit of like not a taboo. I don't think there's a taboo. I'm like, take all the support you need, but I feel like there's some people who think, you know,
You need help. Like you're not a
yeah,
fit. Ah, yeah.
there's them. But like I don't want to say we have a community, but I have a community of people who are very busy. Like I have the community, but they're doing things. So it's like
Yeah.
yeah, so I can't say I don't have the community because they are there. They also
It's true.
all just have like 2 to 3 kids and full-time jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. But like we take it in like micro doses as well. We have a courtyard in our apartment complex and a bunch of kids play there. And like we'll go take our kid out into the courtyard and be like, we know that there are a lot of really great kids that can take care of our kid. And like we watch. We're not
Yeah.
like, okay, see you later. And so we're
No.
still there, but like we're not hovering over our kid the whole time we're there. And it's kind of nice
Yeah.
and like we can
I've
like
already contacted the girls on our street. I'm like, "Listen, in 4 years, you're babysitting my kid." And they're like, 10. They're like, "Perfect." I'm like, "Cool.
thanks, love you.
Remember
Yeah.
that." There's like 3 10-year-olds and they're all best friends. I'm like, "The 3 of you can come. I don't care. 4 years, take your babysitting course.
See you
Y'all can be."
there.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you live on the street, I don't have to drive you home. I'll watch you walk to your house. I've already like contracted all of them. And their parents are like, "Sweet, they already have a job." I'm like,
Love you.
"Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect."
Yeah.
What role has community played in building your business? And it sounds like it's been a huge support.
Yeah, not even like my family, but like the small business community here in Vancouver is like very tight,
Really?
which is like cool. I do feel like the community that I'm a part of here in Vancouver, like, is very supportive.
I
Like,
love
they
that.
know that I'm starting to get back into social media, so I'll be, like, talking to my, like, small business friends being like, "Can you engage in my content so I can get pushed out because I haven't posted in a
Yeah.
year?" And you can, like,
And
see, like
minutes engagement out.
yeah, and it's just, they're awesome about it, and, like, that's even how I've been able to get other wholesalers is, like, some of the stores that I'm in, they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I've, like, recommended you to one of my friends that just opened a store out on Salt Spring," or whatever.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even think of like the business community. That's huge.
Yeah. And, like,
Huge.
especially with the moms in the business community, like, they fight for you hard.
So true. I mean, I find that with my clients, right? Like when I first had him, I'd be like, well, if I come to the meeting, they're like, if you show up to this meeting without your newborn, I'm sending you home to get your newborn. And I was like,
Great, thank you.
it's so true. Having that, it's almost like that understanding. It's like, we've been there, we're all there, do
Yep.
what you do, especially if they're people who've owned their own business. I feel like it is a very different understanding,
Yeah,
which is
definitely.
yeah, which is why I started this because I was talking to people who, took the year and a half mat leave or just even like my therapist when I started talking to her for when I had that realization, I was like, I'm not okay. I need to talk to somebody. She was like, I think it's maybe time to like step back from work. And I was like, this is not where I'm wanting to go with this. Like, you clearly am not picking up what I'm putting down.
We need to
Like,
find a way to, like, adjust how I can adjust my lifestyle so it still works with
yeah,
work.
at one point, because I was telling her, I'm like, I've lost a bit of that freedom in terms of like my income coming down. So I'm like, I used to do fun Fridays where I'd go to Home Sense and have a fun day with like, I wouldn't buy anything, but just to go and have that thing. She was like, it sounds like you're looking for a dopamine hit. And I'm like, no. Like, yeah. I'm like, I just need more work. She's like, no. I was just like, this isn't the conversation I need to have.
I mean, like, she's not wrong. You definitely
Oh,
are, but you're trying to find a way. I'm not trying to be your therapist, but, like,
no.
you're trying to find a way to, like, be able to do the things that you still like, which means getting more work, which means putting more time into your business. Like, but, like, with what? Like, you've already filled your cup.
Yep. Yep.
How else do you can't
Get
yeah,
it.
but
Like, have you had any like motherhood friendships that have really helped you feel supported? Like, I know we talked about family, we talked about business.
I don't know. Like, of course, yes, but, like, I don't think like, I don't think that I've solely connected with somebody just because they're a mom,
Okay.
if
No, that
that
makes yeah.
yeah.
No,
Like,
that makes
I
sense.
definitely talked to people more that are going through the same phase of life as I am, just because they kinda get it. Like, bless her heart, I have a 23-year-old friend, and she just went to Cabo, and she was like, "So, like, what are you doing next month? I really wanna go back, like, let's go." And I'm like, "Are you insane?"
We're not in the same world.
And I was like, "No, I have a kid." She goes, "Oops, forgot." Like, "What are you doing? Let's go for brunch." I'm like,
This is nap time. What do you mean? Like, I have this window in this window.
"Yeah." She owns a small business as well, and so she, like, gets it, and she'd be like, "Come to my studio." And I'm like, "No. I can come, but, like, at this time." And she's like, "So, let's not that doesn't work for me." I'm like, "It doesn't work for you?" Like, I love her, but she just doesn't.
Putting up nap time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
She
the
just, like,
schedule.
doesn't get it the
Yeah.
same way a mom would, but, like, with that, like, yeah, I don't think that there's, I don't have a relationship that's, like, strictly mothering.
Right. Neither do I.
Yeah.
I do. I always joke I don't have friends. It's because they're all in Vancouver. Like, all my friends are there.
Right.
I had a coworker she's great. Loved her. She's 10 years younger than me. And it'd be like Wednesday night. She's like, what are you doing tonight? And I'm like, going to bed.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Like you go for dinner and the server's like, so what are your plans after this? I'm like, these were the plans. What do
Yeah,
you
this
mean?
was the highlight of my day, babe.
What advice would you give to another mom who wants to build something of her own, but maybe feels too stretched or feels like it's not possible?
Well, see, I don't know, like, I feel like I said earlier, like, a different part of my brain unlocked where I had a higher capacity for more things. I don't have advice, like,
No, that's
I
fair.
feel like this sounds so shitty, like, I feel like I got really lucky with a supportive
No, but
family
it is.
and also the brain to be like, "Just do it anyways."
I mean, even for me,
Yeah.
I get people that are like, "I don't understand how you're still running business, how you're doing this, how you're doing that." And I'm like, I'm doing it.
But
I don't
that's what
know."
fills my cup, right? Like, I feel happier when I do these things, and if I don't, like, I'm, like, just sitting here feeling like I don't have a purpose, like
Yep. I think I've
yeah.
said it on my other episodes, so I apologize if I'm, like, repeating myself, but it's I like, people who are just and I hate saying, like, just stay-at-home moms because it's I could never
I know
do
what you
that
mean.
because it's so like, I'm not demeaning it, I'm saying it's, like, it's hard. I couldn't do it, but I need that outlet of my business for me to feel like but like you said, like, that, like, purpose, I need my work. I feel good in my work. I feel like I'm a better parent when I have that option, when I go and do a content shoot with clients and I come back and I'm like, "I'm good. I've had a busy morning, but now I'm good. I've got that outlet out. I can be focused and"
I'm putting my kid into daycare. I, like, technically, I guess, don't need to
Right.
because, like, I can take care of my kid, but at the expense of my businesses. So I'm putting him in daycare. I say, "Sayonara," and then I can go work without having to worry about him.
Yep. And for him, he will benefit so much from being at daycare when I can just have someone who's there to do that.
Also have friends that are so fulfilled being stay-at-home
100.
moms, and they love it. They thrive on it, and, like, it's awesome.
I also have a big ego. I have a hard time like accepting spending money from like my partner. I'm like, I need to make my own money and my own. He's like, let me support you while you figure it out. And I'm like, no,
Yep.
like, I'm like, I don't like it. I'm like, I feel like I can't spend it unless it's something for Brody. He's like, no, but we share everything for Brody. And I'm like, but it's not my money.
I get it.
Okay, I'm like, I feel like some people think I'm crazy in this, but I'm like, no, I just
I get it. I asked for a wedding band style engagement ring
okay,
when we got engaged, and so I'm not wearing my ring, but it's just like it's like a band,
yep,
and I was like, "I want an engagement ring now." And
okay,
one of my photography clients is an engagement ring company. Like, they make engagement rings, and I was like, "Oh my god." And my husband was like, "You know what? Like, we've been together for 10 years, married for 5." And he was like, "We could totally get you a new ring." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I reached out to them and I was like, "So I'm paying for half, but, like, can I work for it?" And they were like, "Yeah." So I'm doing a trade of services, paying for half of this ring, and then he's gonna pay for the other half. And he was like, "No, like, I'm cool with paying for the whole." And I was like, "No, like, I want the ring. I can work for it. I can pay for half of this."
oh my god, I'm so happy I'm not the only one with that. I'm like, that's just how I function over here.
Nowadays as well, like, you need dual income.
How do people not do it? This is what I don't understand. I don't know. I just like to buy shit too. Dopamine hit. Maybe my therapist is right. But
I understand that too.
one mom win and one entrepreneur win that you're celebrating right now.
So my mom win is we finally figured out how we can get our kid to not contact nap.
Okay, tell me
This
about
is
it.
huge
Yes.
because we've been contact napping his whole life. He
Yep.
needs to be held in a very specific way. He hates his
Okay.
crib, whatever. I didn't know it was because he hated his crib. I thought it's because he loved me. No. We put him in our bedroom and we just plop him in the middle of our bed and he'll sleep there all the whole nap.
Okay.
Yeah, and, like, this is something we discovered last week. It's changed my life. His naps are a little bit shorter, and that kinda makes sense because he kinda, like, wakes up from like, a cycle or whatever, and he's like, "Where am I?" He doesn't nap as long, but, like, I'm able to, like, work. Like, I'm able to get my laptop out and do things
Is a mom
while
win.
he's
That's a
napping. Yeah, because that's, like, an
mhm.
hour and a half, 2 hours of there's only so much that I can do from my phone while I'm holding a baby.
Yep. I used to
Yeah.
nap he contact napped probably until about 8 months, and then, like, I finally was like, "Hey, I don't know, I feel like something might have clicked," and one day I was like, "Let's try it," and it worked, and I was like, "Okay." But, like, I used to work, like, literally with him like this and my laptop here, just
Yeah.
forever. That's how I worked.
I was able to do that up until he got to an awkward size.
Yeah, now I don't know if I could do it if he decided to
Uh-uh.
sleep with me,
Yeah,
but
and he, like, sees the screen and he'll, like, kinda wake up and then be like, so,
yeah, start doing this on your yeah, that's not
yeah.
napping.
So that's my parent win, that's my mother win. And my entrepreneur win is I guess it also has to do with my kid, like, getting him into daycare so I can, like, actually focus on
Yes. Your
working
work.
again. Yeah,
My God.
I
That is a
guess
huge,
that's a cool
especially because
one.
getting into daycare in itself with the wait list, I feel like that's, like, a win here, but then, like, the benefits that come with it for both you and him, huge win.
Yeah,
Congratulations. I'm so
thanks.
excited. What's one product from Kid Sister that you think every mom should have in her skincare drawer?
Well, I have one product.
I went to your website after and I was like, "This isn't gonna," but that's the one product that every mom should have in her skincare drawer.
Super Ego is definitely the one. It's my antioxidant face oil. It's good for all skin types. Balances moisture in your skin. It doesn't moisturize it. So if you feel like you lean a little oilier, it like balances the oil. If you feel like you're drier, it absorbs into your skin. So it moisturizes. But honestly, also, you touched on this earlier, SPF is the number one skincare thing you need.
Thank you. What's next for you or for Kid Sister that you're excited about?
Well, if all things go to plan, like me and my chemist were always chit chatting, always formulating new things. And if I can get my shit together,
You
we
kicked off daycare. You're already, like, on your way there.
I
You
don't
got
know
it.
what the future holds because of that. My capacity is just going to be so much like more. But like we're always formulating stuff and like if things go well and things are going well, like we didn't really talk about this, but like with the prices of all of my raw ingredients going up and stuff, like my life is getting way more expensive or my brand is getting way more like it's just getting more expensive to own a business.
Yep.
Yeah, and if I can make it work, then like the next thing we're going to do obviously is launch another product. Like
Yes.
luckily with us, like when I'm launching a new product, like I can have everything. Like I can have the packaging samples, I can have the formulas like ready, and I don't need to touch it. I can shelve it until I have the money to be able to.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Um so
Just
but
have it
like
ready
that
to
would
go.
be like our next thing, I guess. Like
Okay. Where can people find you to support you and wait for that next thing?
so you can find me online at kidsisterskincare.com. I'm also on Instagram at kidsisterskincare. And then you can find me like bopping around some stores across Canada. Like, yeah, let me know. I have like a stockist list on my website,
Okay, I'll
and it's
take a
like
look.
mainly Vancouver and Toronto
Okay,
and
okay.
Canmore. That's random, but I
That
love
is
that
random.
for me.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
great.
But
Okay.
my plan is to like expand to like everywhere across Canada.
Like, oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I'm really happy that you agreed to do it. It's such a, and like I feel like these are really great conversations. Like I feel like we've never had a chance to really connect like this, and I'm really happy we did.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I won't keep you. I don't know when Roscoe
My
wakes up.
husband's texting me being like, "Can I come out of the bedroom?" Because I heard my kid wake up like 15 minutes ago.
But okay, I won't keep you.
Godspeed.